Hey, what is up you guys? It's me, Sophia Mackenzie. I have not made a video in almost a year. I've had a lot of stuff happen to me. I just wanted to get through high school and get my life sorted out, but everything that can go wrong in my life fucking happens. And that's why I'm here today to tell you guys a wonderful story about how I got fired. Not just any job, you guys. A job that literally no one has ever gotten fired from this job. Like, so when I went to go back to work, it's now 2017, I really needed a job. So I decided, you know what? I'm just gonna suck it up. I'm gonna take this crappy job. I'm gonna go work for tips and only tips and no salary. So, so that's what I did. But little did I know there was gonna be a change in the system. So I was a bagger at the commissary on base, and for this job, you don't have someone that's specifically your boss that's hired by management. It's literally just like a little group of people with one adult in charge of all these teenagers. And they decided to have a vote. Like, they let the teenagers vote for their boss. Lo and behold, that's the day that I start working, and I don't even know about this voting thing. No one else knows about this voting thing, and you have to actually go into the store to vote instead of it being online or something. So most of us, we have lives outside of the job, so like we didn't know that it was there. So around, I believe it was like 6 people voted or something. And that day could have been the worst freaking day for them to do that vote, because the person that was running against my former boss was, I just need to calm down. Okay, so her son was working that day, and he convinced everyone on his shift that they should vote for his mommy. So that happens, and instead of the person that actually knows how to do the job correctly, that knows how to do all the stuff and knows how to treat people and has customer service qualities, he doesn't get it. So she starts being her boss. Everything is fine for for a week and a half or something like that. Like, she's talking to me, we're communicating, we Facebook message each other at night. Like, we're just like acquaintances, as I would say, as you would like describe it. I don't know, but I'm gonna pull up the messages so I can read you guys that we were not like on bad terms at first. August 31st is when I messaged her, and I said, hey, do you mind giving me hair advice? I stripped my hair and now it smells like eggs. And she said, don't do a chemical method, just like try to strip your hair of the color and then wash it a few times, and if the smell doesn't come out, go to a salon. So she went like this on me. Like, I don't know what the fuck happened, but I did something to get under her skin. Like, I would bag with her, and she would throw my stuff in other bags. She would take the bags I bagged, and she would take them from the cart that I put them in, and she would take it out, unbag everything, throw the plastic bag away. Like, I just did nothing right for her, and she hated my guts. That's literally it. She just fucking hated my guts for no reason. So I was dealing with her pettiness for a while before it got to a point where I couldn't deal with it anymore. So I remember one day I was sitting on the workbench with 3 other people, and I was talking to them, and one of the guys, he talked really fast at first, and like I couldn't understand what he said. So I was like, hey, what did you just say? Was that English? Because it's a normal thing over here for someone to just switch over to another language. Like, if I need to know if you're speaking English or not. Like, I didn't know if he was speaking German or English. So I was like, hey, what'd you just say? I didn't understand a word of what you just said. And what are we gonna call this woman? Morgana? Okay, so what did you just say? Like, was that English? And Morgana,
over there sitting on the heater, which is rule number 19, no sitting on the heaters allowed. Excuse me. Anyways.
And she goes, I think his English is very good. You are very rude. You are being very obnoxious. You are...
What was the word? She said I offended him. I offended him by saying, what did you just say? Was that English? So she's literally going at me in front of my customers, like yelling at me in the front of the store, saying that I'm like rude and offensive and like all this other stuff. And I just say to her, look, if you got a problem with me, tell me, pull me aside, talk to me about it so we can get past this as adults. And she tells me,
yes ma'am, I will.
what? So, when she says that, of course, you all know me, I lose my cool, but I don't do anything because I'm an adult. I'm at work. I'm not gonna lose my shit in front of her, in front of customers, because I'm grown. So I just say, you know what? I'm gonna go call my dad and calm down. I'm done with this Morgana. I'm done with this Morgana. And she says to me, as I'm walking away, my back turned to her,
Yeah, you go call your little daddy.
you're like 40 and you just told me go call my little daddy? I come into work one day wearing these jeans that I had just bought from the thrift store for $2 because I have no money to be buying myself clothes. So I come into work wearing these. They have 3 distressed holes in them. Like you can't even hardly tell. Right there, and right there. So I come into work wearing these one day. I'm working, you know, minding my own damn business. And she goes and calls the managers of the store. Okay, this is petty because I do not have a contract with those managers. They are not my bosses. Yes, I have to listen to them and respect them, but when it comes to my job, they're not my boss. Like, I have nothing to do with them. I did not sign a contract with them. I do not talk to them. I do not sign up my hours with them. I don't do anything with them, okay? So she calls the fucking managers, gets them to pull me in, like in the middle of working, into their office, and they start going off at me. Like, you couldn't even see my fucking skin through the pants, guys. You couldn't see my skin. It's literally just a white part that's a little stringy. You couldn't see my fucking skin. And they're pulling me in, saying that I should be fired, that they would kick me out right now, that I have no respect for a military community because I have distressed jeans on. And that's the managers of the store. So at this point, I fucking know that it's a matter of time before my ass gets fired from this job because this woman does not like me. Okay, so they tell me to get back to work after this, and I just say to them, look, you've embarrassed me enough today, I'm going home. Like, this is utterly embarrassing. It's not even called for. My boss, she wouldn't even say anything to me. When I left, she had the managers outside talking as she was bagging, like putting stuff in someone's car. Like, you're talking about my personal business in front of customers. How disrespectful. So, anyways, I'm pissed off, like overly fucking pissed off at this point, and I'm riding my bike home. And I'm on the phone with my dad, and I'm just like, I have my headphones in, I'm riding my bike, and I'm like,
God, she's such a... God, I don't want to do this job anymore, Dad. I just want to quit. I hate this.
that's literally what I was doing. Like, so I get home, I cool off, I'm fine, I start talking to people, and the people that witness her being basically discriminatory against me, they decide that they just don't want to get involved, they want to keep their job, they're not gonna, like, you know, come up, say anything. I'm like, yo, I respect that, okay? Like, I don't want you guys losing your job over something that's like this. That probably would have been my worst mistake. I should have really handled the situation before she did everything, but whatever. Yeah, I cool off and I come into work again. I'm wearing slacks, button-up shirts, blazers. Like, I'm dressing like an adult at work because I don't want to deal with anything. They see that I have made changes. I spent my money that I do not have getting business attire clothes for a job that's not business. So I spent all my money getting new clothes and trying to fit into this box that is impossible to fit in because she's just looking for fucking reasons to fire me. No, it's Thursday when I wear the pants Friday I don't have to work. Saturday I had to come in and cover for someone. So I'm in there and then I walk in. And the assistant head bagger, he comes up to me. He's much younger than me.
And he's like, hey, I just want you to know, Morgana said this to me. She said, hey, if Sophia comes in with holes in her pants, tell her to get out. I want you to write down every little thing she does so I can find a reason to fire her.
Her words exactly, find a reason to fire her. Whatever, he's not gonna do that because he knows that I'm a good worker. I'm one of the only workers there that shows up on time, that comes in early, that covers for other people, that does my job correctly, that dresses correctly, that acts like an adult. I'm working and she comes in. Morgana comes in as a customer. And I'm talking to the assistant head bagger, like, I'm this way, he's right here, Morgana's that way, like, behind me. And she's mouthing the entire time, she's a bad person, don't talk to her, she's a bad person, she's a bad person. Like, just saying that I'm a horrible person. And then this other guy, this Dutch guy, I've been working with him basically since 2015. Every time he works, he wears holes in his pants. He has one pair of pants and they're holes. Like, you can see his leg. You can see his legs and there are multiple holes. And she goes up to him and she says,
nice pants. Nice pants.
I blow that off again and I'm just like, you know what, whatever. She has something against me. She just doesn't like me. You know, going to work, I obviously have problems with her for the next week or so, and I don't do anything for those problems. I show up to work, and she just, like, starts talking shit about me to everyone. Like, she would speak German to other people. She would speak Spanish, I think that's the other language she speaks to people in the parking lot. Like, if I walked by, she would switch her freaking language and start talking about me in that language. And it's just like, it's high school all over again. And it gives me panic attacks. I hate it because I was treated like such crap in high school and I don't want to deal with that anymore. So I send her a message. I'm reading it word for word. Like, ready? Oh, I use voice to text, so some of it's a little messed up. I have yet to see another person go in for a code violation upon any of the violations that we have on the list. Every single night crew that I have worked with, I have seen eating out in front of the customers, they have been drinking in front of the customers, and they have worn code violations in front of customers. And I should not be the only one being pulled in. I mean, that's logical, right? You can't fault somebody for one thing and not fault the other for the same thing. If you have a problem with me personally, I would like you to direct it towards me personally. I do not have any money at the moment and cannot afford a new pair of jeans. You can take points off my system or do whatever you wish to do, but humiliating me is not the way to go as a boss. And then I go on to say, you have had 2 problems with me. Only 2. I have shown up to work late once. I have not shown up for work twice, but I had excuses. I have worn holes in my jeans once. From my standpoint, I'm an excellent employee. I do as I'm told, and the only violations I have are code violations for dressing. Repercussions are brought forth on myself. I expect repercussions on every other worker that works there. I also know that you do have a problem with me personally because I have heard what you have been saying about me from 2 other people. Customers. She's talking to me about 2 customers. I do not respect being talked about in that manner, and I do not respect people that do speak to other people that way. I wish we could work respectfully alongside each other, which I have tried to do because I am trying to be mature. Hopefully we can move on from this blip in our lives and work alongside each other as adults. Comment down below and tell me if you think that's immature, because apparently she thought that shit was. Okay, so with that message I just sent you guys, she did not respond back. She took that message and she read it to the managers and store workers there. She didn't show it to them, she read it and took her own interpretations of my words and my tonality and put her own spin on it. Like, how are you gonna do that to a person? You can't take words out of a person's mouth when they're trying to be mature and trying to fix a situation. If you're a fucking boss, you should answer your employees when they think you got a problem with them. Really pissed off, can you tell?